Hi friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching, here for FlossTube number 3. It is May 8th, 2020, and I first want to start out by just thanking all of my new and returning subscribers so much for checking me out and choosing to stick around. I really appreciate all of the comments and the fun conversations that I've had, like via Instagram. And I also want to thank the FlossTubers that have shouted me out over the last couple weeks. Misty Purcel at Luminous Fiber Arts, Stitching with the Sisterlies, and Shiloh at XStitchMD. I really appreciate you all. I also wanted to shout out a few new FlossTubes, or new to me, I should say. Sanctum Stitching with Fawn and Marianne. They just started recently and they've been doing a great job. Marianne's more vintage, Fawn's more modern. You kind of see both sides, so it's been really interesting. Also, I've been watching CowStitcher and Janet Jabber, so really been enjoying those videos. I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the stitching then. So we had the first week of Mania this past week, but then at the end of, we also had 1 week of April left as well. So I plan to do more coastal patterns for Mania. So that last week of April, I wanted to do not that, so as to not kind of early burn out. So I decided to go back to my Reindeer Roundup by Prairie Schooler. And this is as far as I got. So I finished up Santa and a few of the trees. So just to kind of go over what I've changed, I added a reindeer. So I added a 9th reindeer to account for Rudolph, because there's no Reindeer Roundup without Rudolph, in my opinion. So I added this guy down here, who is an exact flip of that guy up there. Santa's arms are a little poofier than charted, because I accidentally added a row up here of the red, but I had finished out the arm. So this arm's a little bit rounder. So I just added another row over here to kind of make this one even up a little bit. I also had misread the chart early on and added a color accidentally. So this brown is actually not called for on the reindeer. It's part of it's like the bird's beak and legs. So, but the number is really close to one of the other browns. So I just kind of misread it and added this one, and I didn't realize until I had like all of these in. I'm like, well, I don't want to go back and like change him. You know, I kind of liked it. I thought it worked. So to kind of account for that, I just made, since there's 9 reindeer, 3 colors, I made 3 reindeer each color. So it's just a little bit more of a diverse reindeer roundup than originally charted. But I really like it, and I think it works. That's Reindeer Roundup. And then May 1st came and Mania started. So each week I'm doing 4 kind of coastal, beachy patterns. Some of them are going to be new starts, but this first one was not. I had already started it, and it was Beachcomber by Carolyn Manning Designs. Oh, I just love it so much. And actually there is a sale going on. So Beachcomber is part of the Shooting Star collection from Carolyn Manning, and Jan Hicks started a sale, CM Shooting Star sale, which I'll put in the description box below. But there's a lot of different color variations. It's the same pattern, but then there's a lot of color variations. And so this is the Beachcomber variation of it. So after 7 days, here it is. So when I started Mania, I already had this kind of internal square done. And so I got this whole outer area and then the stars that are shooting off of it. And there it is. This pattern is so fun because each day I would have like a goal. I would look at the pattern and kind of think logically of like where to go next. And then I would have a daily goal and try to get to that goal. Sometimes it resulted in some late nights, but yeah, so each day I just kind of had a different place that I would go. I realized that I did end up choosing a lot of the brown areas of the pattern instead of the blue. But I was okay with that because that just means that when I pick this back up, I get to go to all the blue sections. So I kind of got the brown parts. And this, I finished this color and this color the same. So I got here and I was like, oh, I should just go ahead and get to the edge. I had a little bit left of thread. So I got this is the edge of the pattern. So I found one edge. And then down here, like essentially that would be where the Q snap is. So, you know, so it's about the size of my Q snap essentially, if this was just a little bit taller, but yeah. So that's all right. I finished, so last night I finished all 4 of this kind of like tanny color in the 4 corners. So now when I pick it back up, I think I haven't decided, so I've been kind of going all around, right? I haven't decided if I pick it back up, if I'm now gonna focus like on each corner, or if I'm still just gonna keep going around. But I don't have to decide that for a while. So that's where I leave it for now. So now today I actually get a new start. My next, today I will be starting Walk on the Beach by Erica Michaels. So apparently my video last week did not export correctly, so all of the pictures were not included. So I really apologize about that. On my last video, I did include links in the description box of some of the websites that included the pictures, but this was one of them. So Erica, oh, this has got the sticky packaging, so I'll try and not get the glare, but so nothing soothes the soul like a walk on the beach. So true for me. So I will be starting this on 40 count sand by Witchelt linen. And these are the colors. I am still missing one of the colors, but I don't need it for further down on the pattern. So I'm not stressing about it yet, but there's all the colors. So yeah, so I get to start this today. So I'm very excited. So that will be Stitch Mania week 2. I have on my Instagram, so every evening / night, I post like where I got to that day, and then I have a highlights on my Instagram page where I then save that. So if you want to kind of see the progress from Beachcomber all last week, you can go to my Instagram page and it says like Mania 2020 on one of the highlights. So, and then stash, I just got a little bit of haul, I guess. I was on Instagram late one night and I was just flipping through stories, and I saw 1884 Stitchery had posted, they had like $2 charts, and I saw this one and I was like, oh, $2, I can do that. So it's called Hope by the Trilogy, or it's Daily Reminder Hope by the Trilogy. And I love that so much. My colors, the anchor, hope, which it's the common word right now. And then also, this one was also on there, and I really loved it. Two Became One by Heart and Hand. That was really cute. And then she also included in my package some floss. I think it's silk, which is really nice. So just kind of a random assortment. So really appreciate that. And that's kind of all of my update for this week. So what I thought, since I knew it was going to be shorter, I didn't have as much stitching or updates or anything. So I figured I would do the Roladex Random Tag. So Carla, Roladex Stitches, she started this tag a little while ago. A few questions, trying to like get to know the FlossTuber. So I thought I would jump in and answer some of her questions. If you're not interested, then you just wanted to be here for the Mania stitching, then have a great weekend, and thank you so much for stopping by. But if you want to know a little bit more about me, then we'll get started on this random tag. The first question is, how did you come up with your FlossTube name? So Georgia Girl has kind of been something that's identified me for a lot of my life, just because my mom went to UGA, and, you know, so Georgia was kind of in our house a lot. And then since I was like in middle school, I always wanted to go to UGA. So I've always been a UGA girl, Georgia girl. And the Georgia logo is the G, and they have a lot where the G, it's the Georgia G, and it says IRL. So it's like Georgia girl. So like I had a lot of stuff that said that. And then also just kind of moving up here, I'm, you know, the Georgia girl, the girl from Atlanta, the girl from Georgia. So So I just kind of identify that with that a lot. So I named my Instagram that, and then when I started FlossTube, I said, well, might as well keep it consistent. So that's Georgia Girl Stitching. What is one word you would never use to describe yourself and why? So I kind of struggled with this because there's a lot of words that I'm not very often, but still am sometimes. So I tried, like, the word never kind of got me. So I actually texted David and was like, what's a word you would never use to describe me? And he was like, slow. So I am not slow in anything. I don't think slow. I don't move slow. Everything has to be kind of not necessarily fast paced, but I don't like to waste time. I am not a time waster. I'm proactive. I really like time to be used efficiently. So I try not to waste time and move slowly. So yes, I would not say I'm a slow person. I can relax. I can be a relaxed person, but that doesn't mean I'm not a snail or anything. So, what type of music makes your teeth grind and why? For me, it would have to be gangster rap, where they're essentially like shouting curse words at me. I don't like that music very much, so I usually have to turn the dial if something like that comes on. I'm very much into like country, and I do love a lot of 80s rock. My first concert was Styx, so my parents raised me on 80s rock as well. At the Biltmore, they have like a concert series, and when I was in high school, like I think it was freshman or sophomore year, the Styx came to Biltmore and we got tickets. So that was my very first concert. My second concert was Foreigner, and my third concert was Heart, all at Biltmore. And then my dad and I went to a dual concert of Kiss and Def Leppard. So, and then I finally went to a country concert with my friends of Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan. So so I guess those are the music I do like. If you could join any TV sitcom, which would it be and why? I guess this isn't technically a sitcom, but if I could join the Gilmore Girls world, I would love to live in Stars Hollow. Stars Hollow is like my dream town. I have been obsessed with Gilmore Girls pretty much since middle school. I would like run home. The reruns always started like the second I would get off the bus. I'd like run home and try and catch the reruns of Gilmore Girls. I now have like the entire series on like DVD or whatever. So I would say Gilmore Girls. If you could choose one animal to help you win a fight, which would it be and why? This is kind of a hard one, but to help me win a fight, I feel like bears are pretty good at fighting. So if I had to choose one, I would say a bear, because they're pretty, but it also depends on like, what am I fighting against? Like, am I fighting an animal that's bigger than a bear? Because then that's not going to work. But if I'm fighting a human, like, I feel like I need more information about this fight. But my go-to would be like a bear. What is your go-to feel-good movie? So I'm definitely like a rom-com girl, but honestly, anything that has Sandra Bullock in it. I love so many of her movies. The Heat with Melissa is just hilarious. The Proposal, I love that with Ryan Reynolds. One of my other good ones, though, that I don't hear people talk a lot about, but is Something Borrowed, that came out with Kate Hudson. I love that movie too. It was originally a book. I don't think I've ever read the book, but the movie is really cute. What would you sing in karaoke? I cannot sing. If you want good punishment, ask me to sing. So if I was forced to do karaoke, I've never done karaoke, but if I was forced to do karaoke, I would choose a song that like everyone in the audience knew, so that they would also start singing, and then my voice would get drowned out and I could just like do the microphone to them and be like, okay, now y'all sing. So maybe like Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. I feel like that would be a good karaoke one. So, because then everyone's gonna want to sing. So, be my cop out. If you were a superhero, what power would you choose and why? Honestly, I would love the power to be somewhere instantly. Like not having travel time would be awesome. I guess this goes like with like my not being a slow person. I would love the idea to just be somewhere instantly. And I feel like as a superhero, that would be really convenient as well. If you're trying to save someone, it'd be nice if you could be where they are like instantly. So I guess that would be my power. I would also love that just in normal life, not as like necessarily a superhero, because to not have to travel, you know, X number of hours to a beach somewhere and just be there instantly. Yeah, sounds good. What did you want to be as a child? When I was younger, I really wanted to be a journalist. I really loved writing and loved the idea of like writing stories about things. So I really wanted to be that for a while. But I've actually wanted to be a physician since I was 15. So I don't know what age level she's looking as child. So when I was young child, like 7 to 12, I wanted to be like a journalist and write stories. And then I took anatomy in high school my sophomore year and absolutely fell in love. And ever since then, I've wanted to be a physician. So journalist and physician. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, what would it be and why? I would honestly say I am very much like a husky in a lot of ways. And my parents have huskies, but especially like our Liberty is one of our huskies. It's like independent and loyal, but also like full of like personality. Huskies are very like, they just have such strong, you know what they're thinking and what they're feeling, and they let you know. But they're very loyal, but they are very independent. Like they need to have their own life, and if you haven't taken them on a walk, they will walk themselves. Like they will find a way. So I would say I'm a lot like that too. Like I'm a very loyal person, but also very independent and can have a strong personality for people. What is your favorite flavor of jelly bean? I haven't had a jelly bean in too long of a time. But when I used to eat jelly beans, we used to have like one of those party stores by my house that like you could just go and get a bunch of jelly beans. It might have been like a party, I don't know if it was Party City, but I really loved the gum flavor, like the bubble gum flavored jelly beans. I really liked those. Pair it with other fruits. Like the bubble gum paired with, I think it was blueberry. It was really good. It was like random, but it was really good. But I definitely was the one where I just like had the bag and just like put all of them in the same bag and would just take a handful and like pop them all in. So a mix of them. I don't know. You have to find like that perfect mix though, depending on what you got. But bubblegum was a good start. Do you sleep with a top sheet? Why or why not? So I would like to sleep with a top sheet, but every single time I attempt to sleep with a top sheet, it ends up on the ground, the bottom of the bed. I don't know. I must kick or move around. Oh, I know I used to kick because when my parents, like when I used to like run into their bed or something at night, my mom talked about I kicked a lot. So I must move around a lot in my sleep because every single time without fail, I would wake up and the top sheet is at the bottom of the bed. So even when I tried to sleep with the top sheet, I didn't sleep with the top sheet. So no, I gave up on that. Yeah, I gave up on that. So theoretically, if I could learn how to like sleep still, then yes. But in the summertime when it's really, really hot, I'll like use a top sheet instead of a comforter. But I don't know. It's like, I can't have a top sheet in between myself and like I don't know. I tried. Oh, that was the last question. So that's a little bit more about me. This is a really short video. I'll hopefully have more for you next week. So my parents were originally going to come up this weekend for Mother's Day, but Ohio doesn't really open up until May 12th. And Mom was like, well, I don't want to come to Ohio until I can like go places. So they're gonna come up next weekend. And so the giveaway from last video will be next weekend with maybe a special guest. You will see. So yeah, be sure to check back next weekend at some point. We haven't like ironed out details or anything yet, and then I'll also be able to show you how far I get on a walk on the beach, and hopefully have some more interesting things to talk about. Maybe I hopefully will have a couple more finishes too. So potentially from Barbara. If not, I have some around the house. So we will see. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And if you celebrate Mother's Day in any shape or form, I hope that, physically, mentally, spiritually, I hope you're able to enjoy the day. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day and happy stitching, everyone. Talk to you soon.